Felicia, you in? Coming? All right, today we're going to learn all about goal setting, and being in the field that you're in, I'm sure it's not new to you. I'm sure you've all stuck with a profession that I'm sure many of you have looked and thought about your goals. But even with that, I'm sure that a lot of the stuff that we're going to cover today will assist you in actually moving forward goals that you maybe thought of before that you're a little bit stuck with. Okay? So, a couple of questions, very quick, and if you can just raise your hand. So, Elia's going to be my mitnadev. He's just going to write the numbers on the board. Okay? Don't be afraid. Tell the truth. Put up your hands, okay? All right. The first one, a very simple one. You'll probably think, what's she asking such a stupid question about, but I'll answer it in a minute. How many of you have ever thought clearly about your goals? Okay, raise your hands. Have you ever thought about your goals? You know? Every morning. Okay, how many of you? Come on, I didn't see hands. I would expect all of you to raise your hands. Okay, yeah. Can you help me count it here? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eddie, is your hand on first? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of you have thought about your goals. Okay, usually most people in the room raise their hands for that. Okay.
Are you going to send us that?
I'm going to give you a lot of different things. If there's anything more, no, some of this you don't need. Like that kind of thing.
And this will be uploaded also.
Okay? But if there's anything else you want, I can always send it to you. How many of you have ever made a New Year's resolution? Come on, I'm sure you've all done it. Okay.
Yeah, the January
Alright, how many? I think it was the 12. 12. Did God finish number 6? Okay, how many of you, now we're getting to the critical questions. How many of you have kept to that New Year's resolution?
That's it, none. I haven't known on
None of you have kept to the resolution? It's okay, don't be embarrassed.
On and off and
None
on.
of you. Okay, so come on, 1. Good, Rafi. Okay.
Especially if it's losing weight.
That's it,
It doesn't have to be all your resolutions. I have made a resolution that you kept to. How many of you have kept to a resolution, even if it's just 1 or 2? Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rafi put his hand up. Yes. Okay. Important question. How many of you have ever written down your goals? 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, 5, 6, 7. Good. 8.
Yeah,
Okay.
7.5.
Okay. How many of you have told others about your goals? שסיפרתם לאחרים על המטרות שלכם. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So the way the numbers go now is what normally happens. Okay. Is that the numbers usually go down. Most people have thought about their goals. Most people have made a New Year's resolution at some time. Less have kept to all of them. Less have actually written them down. And studies have actually shown that you have more chance of your goal being achieved if you write it down. And studies have shown even further that if you tell other people what your goal is, instead of making you committed, like you're saying, oh, as a fadicha, like I've told them I'm doing something, then I'm not going to do it. So like by telling somebody else about your goal, we've actually got more chance of it even coming true and with you making it coming true. It's not just like a wish that it's going to come true. But the key is who you tell, okay? You have to tell somebody supportive, somebody that's not going to criticize you, somebody that's not going to say, yadati shelo taseh, okay? Somebody that can support you and that can motivate you along the way if you're having bumps along the way. In other words, don't be embarrassed to tell them, but make sure it's somebody that can support you in it. Okay? Alright, how do we define a goal? Come on, we all know about goals. Throw me a few things.
By numbers.
Numbers. Okay. Do you all agree with that? Do you all agree with that? You're talking numbers as in money?
Numbers. Whatever is a number, if I want to lose weight, I want to lose 10 kilos.
Okay, but are all goals related to money or numbers?
No, but
Okay.
if we want to achieve them,
Yeah.
they must be countable.
Accountable. No, she's saying countable, not accountable. Countable numbers. Okay. לא יודעת אם אני לגמרי מסכימה, אבל no, it depends what the goal is. Certain goals, yes, you're correct, but there are goals that I think are not measured in numbers. Okay?
A more general idea would be measures of success. If you achieve that goal, how do you know that goal has been achieved?
Okay, good. Nachon, because that applies to lots of different things.
I think it has to be very clear and specific.
Right, very good. You're getting closer all the time. Okay. Basically, a goal, as we can see here, is something that involves effort, okay, where effort is directed towards something, or ambition, something towards a result or an achievement, whether it's in numbers, whether it's not in numbers, okay, but something that you're working towards, okay? All right, if you see yourself here, basically you're in the middle here, okay, where it says self. Can you all see from there? Okay, this is where you are. Have you all heard of the term comfort zone? Yeah, okay. Most of us like to stick within our comfort zone. Okay? Why? Because it's rough. Zayadua, that's what we know, right? In other words, to get a little bit out of that comfort zone, pushing yourself in whatever direction you want, why don't we do it? It's more difficult, it takes more time, maybe we don't believe we can do it, we don't have the confidence. Whatever the reason is, most of us like to stick within that comfort zone or very close to the line, even if it's just outside. The line here, the semicircle, is basically a goal that you can see, either a smaller goal or a short-term goal. Okay, the one on the outside is either a bigger goal or a more long-term goal. Remember, you don't just get to your long-term goal straight away. You have to work towards a couple of short-term goals, which we'll talk about more about toughness in a moment. Right now we're talking general, but we're going to get into mamash nitty-gritty details, okay? And you're going to start building some goals as well. Alright? And what's on the line outside this here? It doesn't show it on the picture. Does anyone know? What's after your long-term goals? What does this all lead towards?
Bigger goals. Satisfaction.
What is our sniff called, Remax?
Vision, our
Your
vision.
vision. Your goals lead towards your vision. Okay? In other words, every single thing that you are doing along the way should be leading towards your long-term vision. Okay? So we're not going to talk too much about vision today. That I have as another workshop that we can do if Lisa's interested. But we're going to work towards it now. Okay? But everything that you do, every activity, you've got to analyze and say, is this, if I do this, if I take this action, is it leading towards my vision? If it's not leading towards your vision, then you've got to weigh up and say, maybe I shouldn't be doing it. Because remember, we only have 24 hours in the day. We only have 2 hands. Okay? Whenever my kids say, can I do something, I say, Hashem gave us 2 hands for a reason. Because if he wanted us to do more, he would have given us more hands. So, you've got to make choices. Okay?
I use my feet.
And your feet, right. Okay, we have enough to, I guess. But what I'm trying to say is that in life we have to make choices because we can't do everything and be everywhere at the same time. So when you make that choice, it has to lead towards your vision. Okay? Alright, what's important about this vision is to have faith in your vision. Okay? We're going to be bumps along the way. I'm going to talk about it on another slide. But don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Have faith in your ability to do it, even if things don't look so good at the moment. Okay? And also see your vision as if it's happening right now. Actually imagine yourself being this, whatever you want to see. Actually imagine it, that you are now. Okay, I'm going to talk about it on another slide, but see it in the present tense. Like say, I am, not I will be or I want to be. I am. I am a successful real estate agent. You are. The fact that you're sitting here today means that I assume all of you have passed the test, means that you've done whatever you've done to get here. You printed business cards, you printed gluyot, you've already started off towards your success, and the rest will come, because you've already done something along the way. Okay, we all have challenges, and the ikar is, if you expect to have challenges, then you won't be surprised when they happen. Alright, if you expect that everything's going to be smooth sailing and you won't have bumps along the way, then when it does happen, you're going to be hit harder. But if you can expect that there are going to be challenges, it doesn't mean not to be optimistic. Be optimistic, that's the ikar. But if you expect that there are going to be challenges, then when they happen, you won't be hit as hard. Okay, and then instead of looking at it as a problem, you can actually look at it the other way around. Okay, it's a challenge. What am I going to do now? Okay, I'm not going to panic and get stuck in my thing. Okay? And it happened to me recently, just with like a simple thing. My father called me and he was at Share Tzedek and he forgot all the hitchaviot at home. So he was panicking. So he said, I need your help. So instead of panicking, what did I do? I thought, okay, how can we get these hitchaviot? I simply phoned Kupat Cholim Mauchedet. They have it on their system. I got them to fax it to me and I faxed them 2 things. This whole thing took 45 minutes until it happened. But think logically. Don't just panic and say, oh boy, I'm in the boats now, what am I going to do? Find a solution to get out of that solution. And that way you write down steps, and you'll actually, if you think clearly, you'll actually think more how you're going to get out of it rather than think negative about the actual problem. Okay, the car also is when we do have setbacks, is that we actually learn and look at it and say, what was the mistake I made? What could I have done to do it differently? Now, sometimes it's not in our hands. Very often it's just something else that happened. But instead of blaming the other situation, so then you could look for a solution. But if it is something that you could have done differently, you've got to look back and actually learn from that situation and say, what could I have done differently not to get myself into that situation, to make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay, and it happens all the time. 99% of the things that happen are things that we could have maybe done a little bit differently. Okay, and analyze it, of course. Write it down and see where you could have done it differently. Okay, we've all heard of sayings, people, oh, they just had good luck, right? Well, guess what? You create your own luck. Okay? Yes, there are people that win the lotto and everything, but by your actions and by your decisions or by your not taking action, you're actually creating your own luck or lack of luck.
Even people who win the lotto don't do it without buying a ticket.
Thank you. In other words, they took the action. You're quite right. They took the action to buy the ticket. Now, I'm not saying going to go buy tickets, everyone, and throw away your money, but that's a decision that you have to take. And very often, it's your non-action that can actually prevent you from going forward rather than an action. Okay, something that you maybe, the timing wasn't good, or you just decided not to do it, very often that could happen. Remember, I like to say, you are confined only by the walls you build yourself. Remember that comfort zone and those walls? Whenever you're in a situation, think of that circle with the comfort zone and think, am I conveniently sitting inside it? Or can I just break through it a little bit and just get one step ahead? And we'll talk about actually how to, recognize it and to take actions. Okay. How many of you became a real estate agent because you hear that real estate agents make lots of money? Come on, let's put up your hand. In other words, money was the motivating factor. Oh. No one? Yes, sir?
At least I see how you take people.
Okay, so guess what? Studies have showed, now money is important. Okay. Money is important, but money is actually not the most or the highest motivating factor. You have to have a love, and even more than that, okay, you have to have a passion for what you are doing. If you are not enjoying being a real estate agent or whatever you are doing, okay, or something even in your private life, you won't put as much effort into it, okay? In other words, you can't be doing something just for the money, because not only will you not put into it, but your clients or whoever you come into contact with will actually pick up if you're not enjoying it. Now, I'm not saying that's because I want anyone to leave, Elisa, don't shoot me in the leg now. I'm just saying that you have to seriously think, are you enjoying and loving what you do? Now, obviously, you love it more when you're making money. That's barul, okay? So money does play an element there. Okay, but it shouldn't be the most important motivating factor, because then maybe you're not in the correct business. Okay? All right. Think about a goal. Have you all got pen and paper? All right. If not, maybe we can grab a piece of paper here. Think about a goal that you achieved and you were successful at in the last 3 months. Okay? How much 3 months? Not 6 months or a year ago. The last 3 months. Okay? And analyze it, think about it. Why do you think you achieved that goal? And what direct steps did you take? What action did you take that made that achievement possible? Write it down.
Say again.
Okay? If you achieved a particular goal, something that you achieved, it doesn't have to be related to Remax. Okay, it's preferable if it is, but it doesn't have to be. Think about why you achieved that goal and what you actually did to make that goal happen. Okay? Because it's not just the of what you achieved, but the action that you took, or that you didn't take, if it could be relevant too. Okay? Just how much? 1 minute, if you can either think about it or write it down. Can you all think of at least one achievement that you've made over the last 3 months? I hope so. Because if it's not, then I think you may be not just being positive enough, because you've all made achievements, doesn't matter how big or small. Okay, have you all thought about why you made that achievement? Why you were able to do it? Okay? Okay. That same thing that you managed to achieve, okay, obviously it depends on the situation, but those same steps could very well be part of your personality or action that's going to help you achieve other goals in the future. The whole reason of why you took action, why you did it. Okay. All right. Close your eyes for a minute. I usually like to play music in the background, but I didn't do it today. Okay?
Maybe-
Close your eyes for 1 minute. Okay. What do you see? See your vision. Think of what your vision is, not just your short-term and long-term goals. What is your absolute vision? Okay, it can be also business, personal related. There's usually a combination. Close your eyes, and once you've opened your eyes, write down what you saw. Where do you ultimately, now vision means long-term, 5 years, 10 years, could be even further. Where or how do you see yourself as being or happening in the future? Do you all understand what vision is? Is there anyone that doesn't understand? vision.
חזון.
החזון. מה החזון שלכם? מה אתם רואים בעתיד? Okay. Write it down or think about it like mamash that it's clear in your head. Okay? Every single action and goal that you are going to be taking in your daily life should be leading towards that vision. And whenever you're having like a yerida or things aren't going so well, just in your mind, picture this vision that you thought of, okay? Or when you have any kind of hitlaptut, and picture that and see yourself as working towards it and that you can achieve it. All right. Think about if there's anything today that's preventing you from reaching that vision. Okay, and if so, what is it? What is preventing you from moving forward? Okay, you don't have to say it out loud. Just think about clearly if there was anything in your vision that's actually preventing you now from moving forwards that you can do something about.
Does a who constitute a what?
Or what? Correct. Who or what? Yes.
I'm asking, does a who constitute
Who
a
or
what?
what? A who or what is preventing you from moving forward? Okay. Now we're going to get more into the nitty-gritty. Have all of you heard of the concept of SMART goals? Okay, Boaz, I think it was you that mentioned about measurable, or somebody mentioned specific.
I think measurable.
Yeah, this you may want to just write down. Okay, but I am actually giving you a handout where it says what the abbreviations are. The acronym for SMART stand for S, I'll go into detail about it afterwards. S is specific, M is measurable, in other words how, specific is who or what. A is achievable or attainable. R is realistic, and T is time framed. Okay, every single goal that you set has to have all 5 of these components. We're going to give some examples, okay? Because if they don't have these 5 components, you'll see how it's not going to be so easy for you to achieve them because you haven't really set yourself the gvulot and the understanding of how long. Okay? And they definitely help you more in clarifying what your goal is and in moving forward. Can anyone give me an example of a non-SMART goal? And then, on the other hand, a SMART goal on that same example. Can anyone give me an example?
Losing weight.
Great. Perfect
100
example.
pounds,
I love that
it won't
example.
happen. It ain't
Okay.
gonna happen.
I want to lose weight.
But
Okay?
you have to set yourself up not to fail. You have to set yourself up to achieve.
Correct.
Small things in front of you rather than saying, well, in a year from now I want to be a size 6. I don't know if I can really be that size 6.
Right.
So once I see
in other
that-
words, it's not an R. It may
It's
not be realistic.
Exactly. So you have to make it attainable
Right.
and realistic and say to yourself, well, listen,
Right.
even if I lose 10 or I lose little, but just to keep going and
keep
keep
going. Absolutely, but you all understand why I want to lose weight is not a SMART goal. How do we turn that, hang on a second, Effie, into a SMART goal? Give me an exact sentence that you can write down. I want to, so always start it with an I. Can you give me a SMART goal?
Okay, I want to be healthy. Because once I say to myself, I want to be healthy, that has to do with losing
Okay, but
weight.
be healthy is also a bit general. How can you,
I want to lose
How
1
can you-
kilogram
how
a
can you
month
be
for the next
healthy?
6 months.
say it again?
I want to lose 1 kilogram a month for the next 6 months.
That
I
is
don't
a
want to give
perfect,
myself a time period.
hang on, that is a perfect SMART goal. Why? Because he's being specific and it's measurable. In other words, he's saying how much he wants to lose. He's saying in what time frame. Okay. Is it realistic? Yes, it sounds realistic. Is it achievable? Yes, it's achievable. Now you may ask, what's the difference between realistic and achievable? Okay, there is a bit of a similarity, but achievable or attainable could maybe be like physical mukbalot, like maybe it's just not possible. Okay, I'll give you an example. Actually, I think you were at that, maybe you were at that session, that JBLF. some bright spark in the audience said, I want to be Rosh HaMemshala. Do you remember that? Okay. Now, he was joking, but this guy's known to the organizers that he's like this big shot that likes to say something. But I decided to turn his like mockery thing into like a serious thing. I said, okay, assuming you're serious, what steps have you taken to start becoming Rosh HaMemshala? Have you joined a political party? No. So I said, well, that's the first thing. How can you be Rosh HaMemshala if you haven't joined a political party? You understand where I'm getting at? So, in other words, you have to, you know what I'm saying?
Something new and try to be the best in whatever you learn.
And that is so important. In other words, you reach a limit, but then you set yourself another goal based on your achievement. It's a continual building process. Yeah. Okay. So as we said, goals have to be positive. Let me just see here. Right, we're going to talk about each one here. Positive, you may want to just write down the 4 P's. Positive, personal, possible, and also in the present tense. You could see that as a 5th P, but I like to put those together. And prioritize. I'm going to discuss each one separately very quickly. Okay, you took the picture, Nelly? Okay, why does something have to be positive? Because it's more motivating that way. In other words, rather than say, I'm not going to do something, it's more motivating by saying, I am going to do something, or I am something. Okay, that's pretty clear. They need to be personal. If a goal is something that somebody else wants you to do, and it's not something that's really important to you, you're not going to be as motivated to do it. It has to really matter to you and be important to you. Okay? I see husband and wife looking at each other there, okay?
Or looking at your own children.
Okay. Because you won't be as committed to it if it's not personal to you. As we said, possible, looking back at the smart things as well, and in the present tense. In other words, looking and saying, like, I am something, not I will be. Okay, will be, yes, that is one way of doing it, rather than saying I want to be. But I am. Depends on, obviously, in what situation you look at it. Okay? I am 5 kilos lighter, let's say. Okay, and then you'll get there. Not to say be unrealistic, but, you know, that's the whole idea. And prioritize. Okay, very often, as we spoke about with the time management, take one step at a time. Okay, you need those little stepping stones to get there. It's not going to all just come at once. And by you starting off somewhere, then it's going to get you in the right direction. Don't just wait for like something to happen until you get going. Take that step today and start getting going. All right, now we're going to set some SMART goals. I'm going to give you all a piece of paper. All right, preferably if you can keep it to work goals. But if you have, let's pass this around, if you can pass this that way. If you can write down 10 goals that you will, notice I said that you will achieve, not that you want to achieve. Yes, or did you get one? Got one? Okay, somebody didn't get that, tell me.
One more.
Say one, you said?
Two more here.
I've got 2, 3, 4. All right. I've already got them. Okay, so if you can just write down, don't look at the action column. Okay, okay, only write down the first column, the left-hand column, 10 goals that you will achieve in the next. Did I write here? In the next? Yeah, yes. Okay. אל תסתכלו על הטבלות אחרי זה, רק הצד שמאל. Don't write down the actions, just the actual goal itself. Right, who didn't get? Okay, Daniel. Anyone to Daniel, please? Did anyone not get? Yeah, do you have one? Yes, I do. Actually, I'll keep this do one first. Okay, 10 goals that you will achieve, not you hope to achieve or you want to achieve. You are committing now to achieving those goals in the next year. And you may not be able to think about them all now, but use this list even when you leave here and over the next couple of weeks to think about it. do one more? No? Just one. How many did you do with this? 4? If you do one more of this now, because everyone will have to do the same amount. So just do one of this that you got here. How many have you done with this initially? 3?
This 4 and this 3.
So 4 should be enough.
Mine's a bit on this.
No, it's not. Okay, are you all managing? Does anyone have difficulty writing down?
There's a lot of goals. Take note of the 5.
Which one do you want to see?
So, Elisa, so divide
One
into
is for
2
you.
circles each and then you've got 10. Hang on.
What is the
This.
What is the?
R? Smart?
All right, are you all managing? Can you all think of at least 4 or 5 goals? Hopefully you've thought of 10. If you haven't, you can take time, it's fine. It's not something I expect you to do in 2 minutes.
You're right.
Okay, how many goals have you managed to write so far? 10. Wow, fantastic, Lynn. Great. Even if you've only managed to do 1 or 2, it's okay. Keep thinking about it. Okay? It's not going to be something maybe straight away. Okay, what I'd like you to do next, because I don't know how long you'd like for us to spend on each exercise. You want another couple of minutes?
Sure.
Okay, another 2-3 minutes.
And keep your papers for next week so that you can copy with you to just translate in the evening.
I'll give you new Hebrew ones.
Sorry?
No, serious. Those of you that are coming next week, bring this with you.
And so I just,
Yeah. No,
Okay,
right.
yeah,
Remember to bring it with
I was
you.
only half kidding. Bring her with you so that you've got them for next week to...
Right, that you can then expand on them and maybe think of more things. If you don't have 10 goals, that's also okay. I just chose a round number of 10. Even 5 goals is great. Even 3 is great. If you're going to really
It
work on
forces
those
us
3
to
goals.
break them down
Yeah.
to smaller
I'm
ones.
saying even if you've got 3 that you really want to work on, that's fine. It doesn't have to be 10. In fact, sometimes if you have too many, it can be a bit distracting.
Good.
Okay, once you've written down those 10, do a miyun in order of importance, which one you're going to work on first. Some you may be able to work on at the same time, but most people have difficulty, say, working on 10 goals at the same time. Right? What is most important to you and will make the most difference to your life if you start with that particular goal or with the particular 2 goals?
Please.
Okay, for those of you that have already done it, I'm going to already hand out the next page. Okay, pick one of the goals that you have written. Ideally, it should be the one that you've done the miyun, that it's the one that you want to start with first. And brainstorm as many action ideas or possible ways that you can see yourself reaching that goal. Only one. Only pick one. Okay, as many ways. It could be as simple as like I'm going to buy a book to help explain to you. I'm going to watch some videos on it or whatever. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. As many ways as you can think of reaching one of the goals that you've chosen. Walter?
Based on what people go,
Okay, so you should be working out on the first page or the second page right now. And even if you haven't finished the first page, try and think of one of the ones that you've written down and brainstorm as many ways as you can find to reach that goal. How are we doing? Is everyone managing it? Anyone with difficulties? Any questions? Are you all managing to find some ideas or possible ways of reaching those goals? יופי, תמשיכו. עוד דקה. אתה מבין? את כל הזה בזה?
כן, ברוך השם.
שבוע הבא תבין יותר.
לא, הוא מהמבינים. הוא מהמבינים.
מה שהוא לא מבין אני מתרגם לו.
Those who wrote as their first goal, write down 10 goals, and actually achieve their first goal by the end of the day.
That's a good one, Rafi. I should hire Rafi as my comedian.
what?
I like the word hire.
I should
I did-
volunteer Rafi to be my comedian. טוב, נתקדם או אתם רוצים עוד כמה דקות? You want another minute? You need another minute? Or you want to move on? You got it. Okay. Now, you've chosen all those ways of achieving your one goal. Okay? Pick the one that you think is the most logical or the one that will definitely get you to where you want. And on your first sheet where you listed your top your 10 goals or however many you wrote, write it under the action steps. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Of all the possible ways that you brainstormed, pick the one that you think is the best, the most appropriate, and write it under that number on your first sheet, under the action steps. Anyone not understanding? Okay. Have you chosen you brainstormed some ideas? Choose which one seems the most logical, or the one that you want to start at. Once you've picked one, on your first sheet that I gave you, where it says write 10 goals.
First sheet, I only have one sheet.
No, you should. Yeah, that's the sheet. In fact, that's the sheet. No, you didn't get another sheet. You've got a sheet missing. All right. You've got to brainstorm. Choose one of these goals. You've got to brainstorm as many ideas as you can to get to one of these goals. Then you're going to pick the one that you think is the most appropriate, and you're going to write it over here. Okay, you can only have time for it now, so we can work on that separately another time when I sit with you, or if you don't understand it. Okay, and basically that's what you're going to do in your own time with all these 10 goals or however many you wrote. You're going to look at each one separately, and you're going to brainstorm all the possible ways of getting to that goal, and then under the action steps you're going to write the method that seems the most logical and the best way of you achieving that goal. Alright? And once you've done that, then next to it, the column that says set a deadline, using the SMART goals, you're going to actually set a deadline for yourself. Okay? Remember, make the deadline realistic as well. Because if you don't, it doesn't mean that the goal wasn't realistic. Maybe just the deadline wasn't realistic. Alright? Instead of saying 1 month, maybe you should have given yourself 3 months for it. Okay? Does that move on? Everyone understands that? Okay. And keep the sheet. It's not just for now. Look at the sheet. There actually studies have shown too, the more that you look at your goals, and some studies even say, like, pin it up on a mirror in the bathrooms, that you see it every single day when you open up your bathroom cupboard, to remind yourself it's not something that you should just put in a drawer and not use. Okay?
Put it inside of your fridge.
Ah,
See it
best
more
place.
often.
Okay. Well, not for those who want to lose 5
I
kilos,
lost my
right?
phone one day. I couldn't find it until I got to the fridge. I just put it in the fridge. I couldn't take it.
That gives a whole new meaning to the word my smartphone froze.
Right, okay, now we're going to do the exercise which you were all given when you did the course. Okay, but we're going to look at it now because now that you've been in the business, hey, if you take and just pass around please, and do one to Lily.
Yeah.
Now that you've been in the business a bit longer, you may see that when you did the course, that the figure that you wrote wasn't so realistic. So we're going to do step by step, so don't jump ahead of me, just wait till everyone's got.
I've been in the course, I don't know, 6 years
Okay, but have you done this since the course? Question, has anyone done this sheet since the course?
Yes.
You did? Okay, good. All right, because it changes from year to year. It could change. Your expectations could change. All right. Does everyone have a sheet? לכולם יש דף, את הדף הזה? Thanks. All right. Yeah, I made 10 of these, so I should be...
We're talking 2015.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the 14 should be add now /15 so we're the end of the year.
So 15.
Yeah, you can do it already for 15, but what may be interesting to see is if you do this exercise on another occasion, not now, do what you had for 2014 and do a separate one with your forecast for 2015. That would be very good to actually to compare and see what you should be doing and what you actually did.
Yeah, like to continue from here.
צריך לעשות מה?
סטטיסטיקה. ואז צריכה לדעת מה היחס הסגירה שלך. יש לכל אחד יחס סגירה אחר. יש מישהו שיכול לעשות מתוך 5 טלפונים לסגור 5 פגישות, ומתוכם לסגור 4, ויש מישהו שיעשה 5 טלפונים, ומתוכם הוא לסגור 2.
נכון. אז את צריכה גם להסתכל על היחס שלך, אני זה בטח תדבר יותר, אבל גם לראות האם זה שואל את היחס.
לא הכל נסגר. דברים מתפוצצים. כמה נפלאים נכון.
צודקת בהחלט אורי, וזה דבר אישי, בגלל זה אנחנו נותנים לכם את היעד הזה אישי. אתם צריכים לחשוב לעצמכם, ממש לחקור את ההצלחה שלכם או את היכולת שלכם האישי שאתם יכולים לעבוד בזה. כי זה ייתן לכם תמונה מאוד ברורה על הביזנס שלכם. זה הכרחי. תכתבו לעצמכם באמת את הגול, אוקיי? וככל שאתם הולכים אחורנית, אוקיי? אתם רואים את כל הפעולות שאנחנו עושים כדי להגיע ליעד הזה, איך אומרים? בהפוך, אוקיי? That's the key to this sheet. You're looking backwards from the big goal, which is what Lesley says, our main goal, which should be realistic. Don't make it don't make it $1 million tomorrow, okay? Put a realistic goal of how much you really want to make, how many, what the monthly average income is that it would give you, okay? Average sales price in my neighborhood. If you're in a neighborhood like Yechil's, okay, you're going to have to make a lot more deals than in a neighborhood like Susan and Ralphie, okay? So, but because your deals are smaller, right? And you're going to have maybe $1.5 million shekel deals, and you're going to have to make more deals. But it's easier in Yechil's neighborhood than it is in Baka to be able to make more deals, okay? So he can look at it and say, I'm going to make this many deals a month.
And we can't, because sometimes 6 months we won't make any deals at all.
Right,
and
but
it just hits us the big ones.
So you may put one deal every other month.
Or 3 months.
But then her goal at the top
It's
could
still
be
going to be big.
similar.
Exactly.
Could be as similar as Yechiel.
Breakdown.
But that's where you need the determination to keep going if for 6 months you haven't made a deal.
Exactly. I think the key here is that once you see it, guys, you're going to see how much of the haf'ala, okay, here needs to happen. And then the asimon's going to fall and you're going to say to yourself, wow, I'm not sending out that many postcards. I'm not knocking on that many doors. I'm not setting that many bilatiyut presentations. So no wonder I'm not getting here. Wow, that's the asimon. I've got to be doing a lot more down here in my Shuluyot if I really want to reach here. Okay? If you don't want to reach it, say don't do this, and this. But if you really are determined, like we're saying, you really want to get there, do these little things, okay? Because what's little here or seems little here is really big. It really is. Because these things are going to get you here. Right. So be really serious. Once you write all this down, commit yourself to do it. To do these things down here, the door knocking, the flyers, the signs, the biladiyut presentations, because the more that you do commit to that, the better the chances you're going to hit that. And you will. And I've seen it in many of you, that once the asimon dropped, I mean, it was like a volcano, okay? Yeah. All of a sudden, that happened.
Shuka. Yeah.
It is. And Orly, I gotta say, Orly's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Yechiel's a perfect example. The both of them committed totally, and went out there and pushed and did, and really did it all. And did amazing things.
And it was a 180, and it was a 180-degree turn for her.
Yeah.
That it was from, it wasn't, gradual.
Right,
It wasn't,
right.
she just focused,
Right. And
used all the
kids
tools
going.
she got, and
Kids
then,
going.
oh boy.
And it's all about just getting those things done. So
All right, so can we get into the nitty-gritty now?
on these Puliyot guys, because this
Hang
is
on,
the
guys,
business.
Rafi.
And you know what? It's not rocket science. You don't need a degree to do this. You don't need a college degree to do this. You don't need a high school degree to do this. Hadar, my buyer's agent, made plenty of money, and she left school when she was 16 years old because she just got out there and she did it. That's it. You just got to do it. It's not the brains, it's the physical getting out there and doing what needs to be done in your
Remember the slide about the actions and the non-actions? That's what causes the so-called luck. You're not getting out there and doing the presentations, so that's a non-action. Okay, instead of thinking about it, do it. Right? What does Mark say? Just do it.
Just do it.
Right? Okay. Right, we're going to move on. Okay. We all have this vision, right? Are you all okay? Do you need a 1-minute break? Do you need a toilet break? You have to go? Okay. All right, guys, just listen to me for 1 minute, Rafi. We're going to take a 2-minute break. Okay? 2 minutes. נכון? יש לכם את המטרות שמובילות לחזון. Okay? If you see that something's not going right, it doesn't mean that your vision is maybe not right. Maybe you just need to change the way you're getting there. Okay? That's really, really important. In other words, or even the goal itself. Never mind the vision, even just the goal. Okay? Did you all understand that? In other words, your goal may be correct or accurate, but maybe you just have to change the way you get there. Okay? Let's use Felicia's example about the losing weight, okay? It may be a realistic goal, but maybe just the way that she's doing it needs to be changed. Maybe she has to join another program or do something different. Okay? It doesn't mean she has to change her goal or her vision. Alright, I like the slide. Here's what we are. It's a leap of faith, but remember it's not just faith, you've got to actually do as well, it's action. Okay? What you want to be, and you've got to make the jump. Okay, accountability and responsibility. I cannot emphasize this more how important it is. So many people just leave the job to somebody else and say, oh, they'll do it. Or, instead of following up themselves, be accountable and responsible for everything yourself. Okay, we need to say goodbye. You going?
Yeah, I'll be back. Okay.
Okay, we'll
Good
say
luck.
goodbye and I'll see you. Bye now. And I'll come back to that.
Let's leave the cashier, okay?
We're back.
All the deals you're closing.
Alright.
Thank you, Leslie.
Okay, take action and follow up yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. Don't think, somebody else is going to do it. Okay? Do it yourself. Follow up yourself. Be responsible. Be fully accountable. Okay? On that note, for example, I know Rafi has mentioned it before, and I'm sure he'll be happy to hear it again. Just so that the office can be organized. All your biladiyot, all your forms, everything. The next time you come into the office, sit down, have a look at your file, your tikiya here on the computer, check that everything's in there. Be responsible, be accountable. Something may happen with the deal, you may be sick, life, things happen. We can't always plan what's going to be with us. Okay?
That's for sure.
Somebody else needs, that's for sure. Rafi knows, unfortunately, only too well. But I'm saying, make sure that you're not the only one that's focused on you, that other people have access to things as well. And that boils down to accountability and responsibility. Take a look at your tikiya here. Check that everything is updated. Check that all the forms are there. Check that somebody else in the office has access to it if you suddenly have to disappear tomorrow. Okay? All right. And remember, really important, okay, while you're going through all these goals, okay, yes, we have ups and downs, we have dry periods, we have better periods. Give yourself a pat on the back. Look at also what you've achieved up until now. Don't just look at what you're still waiting to achieve or what you haven't achieved. Look back, and that will actually motivate you and give you the goals to get further. When you actually look back, like, wow, look how far I've come. Look what I've done. Okay? That couldn't be a better push than that. All right, and of course through that recognize your strengths as well. Look at your strengths and see how they can help you reach those achievements. Okay, we've all got strengths, we've all got areas that are weaknesses. But look at those strengths, and those strengths that you have C, sorry, only Rafi doesn't have weaknesses.
No, I was
Okay.
talking about that one. I was talking about we're all now done.
Okay, let's say that.
Except Rafi. Okay.
Okay. What I'm saying is though, look at your strengths, and it's not enough. Firstly, recognize what they are. Maybe we can do another workshop on that another time. Some of you I've worked with already one-on-one. But look at what your strengths are and see how you can actually use your strengths to get to your goals and to get where you want to get. Okay? In other words, you've got these strengths, do something with them, make something with them. Okay? It's not just enough to have them, but also obviously to recognize them. Okay. In terms of the actions, alright, yeah, I jumped ahead, we did it before, we already brainstormed. Okay. I'm now going to move on. This is the last exercise that we're going to do. Have any of you seen this before, the Wheel of Life? Anyone seen it? Okay. This is a really, really nice exercise. I actually love doing it. Okay. What? No, this I copied.
Yeah, the wheel.
Yeah, no, I haven't given the wheel yet. Okay, yeah. Susan will stop us so if you can just pass that on and pass that. There's 2 pages here. Before you do anything, I'm just going to make sure you all have. Actually, before you pass on, keep in one because I have one instead, but I can just read it. Okay, and this is a great exercise, not just for your work, but also that you can see how balanced your life is and what you need to actually
How unbalanced. How unbalanced. Oh, that's the exercise I did with them. I did this exercise one day.
It's the one
That I did.
Yeah,
I did it on the business. I
Tom
told
Ferry
them.
did it.
Okay, good.
No, I mean, I have here one of the top.
One of the things. Okay. All right, you should all have 2 pages. One a tabla and one a galgal, a wheel.
One egalgal. That's for number 1.
Do you all have 2 pages?
Wheel of Life.
Wheel of life. Lesley, יש לך טבלה או תמונה של גלגל? הנה, יש עוד אחד פה.
Then give me the galgal.
Good. Okay. Does everyone have this page? Picture of a wheel. Okay. Does everyone have this page?
We
Picture of a
gotta
tabla.
reinvent the wheel.
Yes?
No, this I don't have.
This you don't have. Hang on, there should be a spare one. Actually, you can have this one because I'll just read it from the.
Thanks.
Let me just see here a minute. Okay.
I can follow too.
No, do one copy because then I can read for one thing. Okay, basically, let's look at it. Before you look at the wheel, and you're going to need a pen here for this exercise as well, okay? Whoever doesn't have a pen. All right. Basically, in order that we can all have a balanced life, okay? Because at the end of the day, we all need balance, okay? Some of us, and a lot of us, we're working 90% on one aspect and neglecting another area of our lives. And, I mean, that's okay if you're happy with it, okay? The thing with this is that there's no right or wrong answer. That's the important thing. Like, everyone will have different wheels, but there's no right or wrong. It's what you want for your life, okay? That's really important to know. In other words, you may see your wheels not in balance, but if you're okay with that, then come on. So it's really up to what you want.
His
okay?
wheels are not in balance.
So, obviously. So, okay.
And
So, okay, I just want to quickly explain the categories, and then we're going to move ahead. All right. It's on your page, but it's also here, basically. All right. Number 1 to 8. Firstly, family. I'm not going to explain each one. If there's anything anyone doesn't understand from what it is, then tell me, okay? Family, social, personal development, health, attitude, career/business, which is your Remax work, of course, financial and spiritual. Is that all understood, or does somebody not understand what a particular category means? Okay, personal development could relate to also watching the Remax videos, for example. Okay, or taking a course. There's many free online courses that you can do as well. Okay, and of course there's paid courses too. But I'm saying that's personal development. All right, basically what you're going to do is you're going to first look at, can you see your tavla now, not the wheel? Okay, we're going to start off with the second column, where I am now. Okay? What we're going to do today is where you are now and where you were 3 months ago. The others, in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, a year's time, if you remember where you filed this, put in a convenient place, do your wheel in 3 months' time as well and see how you've changed once you've been working on these goals that we started doing today. Okay? So we're going to look at where you are right now. Okay? Now, take a picture of the wheel. Let me explain the wheel to you. Okay. Can you see, firstly, as it goes around, okay, the black covered the number 1 here. Can you see in the dark black there's the number 1?
Right.
If you look all around, you have number 1, 2, 3, then there's 4 in the black one again. Okay, over here.
Yeah.
This is number 4. 1 and 4 doesn't show so well on the black. Okay, so basically the number 1 here on the chart relates to, if you look on your tabla, number 1 family. Okay? And now, can you see here, this is important you understand, if you look on the tabla, can you see there these little lines here? Can you see here? Kavim aktsari. Okay? Each one, okay, relates to, let me give you an example, okay? If you have a number 1 here, okay, which is family, you're going to rate yourself from 1 to 10, how good you think you are, or how much attention you're giving to that at the moment, okay? How good you are spending time with the family, whatever. If you say that you're 5 out of 10, okay, obviously 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, so just do like a simon, do a nakuda, okay, on this cup, like say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your simon will be over here. Just do like a nakuda, okay? You're going to be doing this whole exercise twice. So in other words, now you'll do a nakuda, but next time when you look back and you do from where you were 3 months ago, so you'll do say mishulash or yitz, that you'll know that it's not the same. Okay, so take each one. Are you all with it?
I'm explaining to you.
טוב. אתה רוצה שאני אסביר בעברית? לא, אולי גם לא אני בעברית. אתם מבינים את זה?
הוא פשוט מאוד מתנשא.
אוקיי. רגע, אני אגיד את זה שנייה בעברית בשביל ארבעתכם. 4:30, בועז מבין.
בשביל שלושתם.
אוקיי. צריך לדרג את עצמכם מ-1-10 על כל אחד מה8 מאפיינים האלה. אוקיי? תתחילו איפה שבשני שם, where am I now? איפה אתה עכשיו, כרגע? אוקיי? כרגע לא מעניין אותנו עוד 3 חודשים, חצי שנה ואיפה שהיית. עכשיו אנחנו איפה אתה עכשיו, אוקיי? אם אתה נותן לעצמך דירוג של 5 במשפחה, שזה מספר 1, פה במספר 1, אתה עושה עיגול במספר, בקו הקצר הזה, שזה 5. ותעשה אותו דבר, do the same thing with each one of these 8 things. Okay? Social. How well? If you think you need to improve socially, okay? Then you do the נקודה. Once you have 8 נקודות, אחרי שיהיו לכם 8 נקודות, תחברו אותם, ותראו את הצורה שיוצאת מזה. Okay, can we do that now?
On the spiritual, what are you talking about?
At the same time, yeah, exactly.
I don't know
אז
how to...
קודם, אם אתם רוצים קודם, יותר קל לכם לעשות את הטבלה קודם, תעשו לכם דירוג מ-1-10 על כל אחד מהדברים.
עשיתי, אבל בספיריטואל, I don't know what to do.
יכולה להסביר רק בעברית לכל
I'm going to explain again in English and in Hebrew. Let's work only with this one first, not the real
הבנתי הכל, אני רק רוצה לדעת מה זה להגיד
Spiritual, מה?
personal development.
Lynn,
Okay.
what is the
קידום עצמי.
spiritual?
קידום עצמי, אם אתה רואה סרטים חינוכיים שיכולים לקדם אותך, הרשמה לקורסים, attitude יח"צ. יח"צ.
What did you say?
career זה קריירה או עסק. אוקיי, financial זה כספי, איך אתה מסתדר, ו-spiritual זה נפשי, כאילו רוח. רוחני, נכון, זה מילה יותר. רוחני, כן. בסדר? אז אם... יחס. יחס לחיים. איך היחס שלי? Am I a negative person? Am I a positive person? Do I complain a lot? Am I positive about things? Okay? If it's easier for you to just fill in the column first and then transfer it to the real grade, if you want to do 1-1, whichever works best for you. העיקר שכולם מבינים. Is there anyone that doesn't understand anything? Okay, rate yourself from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 the lowest. And once you've got it, put it on the wheel and then join the dots. תחבלו את הנקודות ותראו את הצורה שיוצאת לכם. ואז נדבר קצת על הצורה. Blank paper?
No, the one at the wheel.
The wheel or the other one? Yeah, the wheel. Hang on, while we take this because it's not as dark and you'll see the numbers more clearly.
One is the wheel of life.
What do you mean by spiritual?
Okay, spiritual. How much time do you make for yourself or allow yourself to go to shiurim and to develop yourself spiritually? Hang on, I want to just
How is
copy
it
another
different
one.
from personal development?
Alright, you know what, take this. It's fine.
How is it
Personal development is not spiritual. Personal is like kidum atzmi, like on an academic or on a business level, or even if it's just on self-improvement. You know what I'm saying? How many tapes do you listen to? How many YouTube videos do you look at that you can develop yourself? Okay? And I'm not talking spiritually. If you watch YouTube or listen to tapes for spiritually, then write it under spiritual. Okay? כולם מבינים את ההבדלים בין הקטגוריות?
I'm done with the wheel.
You're done with the wheel. Okay.
כמה שיותר קרוב זה 0 וכמה שיותר רחוק זה 10?
10 זה הקצה, נכון. כן, מאוד חשוב שתבינו, 0 זה באמצע ו10 זה בסוף. 10 זה outside. How you doing? Did you do it?
Copy paste.
Yeah? Okay, good. Now remember, while you're doing it, once again, there's no right or wrong answer, okay? The total izun muzal look would be if it's like if it's mamash a proper circle. Doesn't matter what number it is, whether you're a 5 or an 8, but it's mamash a proper circle. In other words, everything's muzan. Very, very few people have a totally muzan circle. Okay? I mean, does anyone here have close to a muzan circle? Like, it doesn't matter what the number was? Wow, you're great, Susan. Good. No, beseda. Okay, so we're gonna discuss different eventualities. Do you need another couple of minutes just to finish your circle, and then we'll talk about it? So I just want to make sure everyone's finished their circle. All right. If you happen to have finished your circle already, now go to the column on the left where it says how you were 3 months ago, and do that same exercise. It'll take you 2 minutes. Come on. It's important to see if you've advanced. You don't want to do it? So then practice. All right, maybe, but you may be surprised that it's not. Okay. All right. Is everyone, have you all done your circle? Great.
Put them in the wrong spot. Why would you put
All right, I'm just going to give you another minute or two. All right, and
אני
then...
יכול לחבר קו עכשיו?
כן, בוודאי.
צריך.
כן, תחבר.
כדאי לכם לראות את הקו הזה, למה האוטו לא
אחר כך תעשו את זה, מה שהיה לכם לפני 3 חודשים. יכול להיות שאין שינוי. אבל יכול להיות, כי יש אנשים שלפעמים יש משהו דרסטי בחיים, שיש פתאום שינוי.
זה גלגל מאלף.
מעניין, אוקיי. So now, what you need to do is תסתכל על השניים שבפנים.
That's not bad, but
That's good.
leaning all
That's good.
towards
No, it's good. All right, I just want you to do now for 3 months ago, and then we'll just talk a few minutes about the different צורות. מה ההבנה של הצורות?
יצא לי דינוזאור, אני חושב.
כן, תסתכל על השניים שיצאו לך בפנים, אוקיי? ואם זה חשוב לך לקדם דווקא את שני הדברים האלה. יכול להיות שזה לא חשוב לך, שזה בסדר אם זה לא חשוב לך.
לא, זה כן חשוב.
אז אוקיי, אז זו בדיוק הנקודה. שאנחנו מסתכלים על איפה קצת חסר לנו, ואנחנו צריכים להחליט. כי יש דברים, אולי לא מעניין אותך לקדם את עצמך הרוחני. אולי מבחינת קידום עצמי, לא מעניין אותך. אוקיי? אז... אבל, אוקיי, אני אדבר עם כל אחד, אבל אם שאלת כבר אני אענה עכשיו. Can I answer him in Hebrew? זה בסדר?
לא, רק מה זה אומר?
אוקיי, הגישה שלך לדברים. אתה בן אדם חיובי, שלילי, מתלונן על הכל.
גישה לחיים כאילו...
גישה לחיים, כן. ולדברים. אוקיי. וואו, יפה. Very good.
סתם שיקר.
Just remember, no one else is going to see this.
Why
This
not?
is
אתה לא
all for
בכיתה.
you. So you have to be
תעשה
totally
עיגולים.
honest with yourself, okay? Because that's the whole point of the exercise.
לא, זה מה שקורה עם ספורטאים, הכל הולך...
זה כל הקטע, שהתרגיל הזה זה בשבילך, רק בשבילך. אף אחד לא מסתכל על זה, אף אחד לא שופט או שופטת אותך. זה בשביל עצמך. Good. How do you know where you are? Because sometimes you think that you're somewhere, and then when you see it in front of you, like you realize you're not.
Yeah.
All right. Have you all done also 3 months ago? Or you don't want to do it now?
Rega, we want to do
Is it
it.
put by numbers?
Yeah. Yeah. קודם מספרים. אוקיי?
אם אתה אופטימי, זה צריך שיהיה
יוצא
פער
גבוה.
בין
רגע, עוד פעם, אולי לא הבנתי את
אם
השאלה.
יש לך שאיפות ואתה אופטימי, אז צריך שיהיה פער בין מה שאתה היום לעתיד. זה הרעיון.
כן ולא, כאילו, כי מה שאת כותבת פה זה איך שאת נמצאת עכשיו בחיים.
נכון.
לא מה שאת רוצה
אבל
להיות.
כתוב פה 6 months from now.
אוקיי, 6 months from now,
אז
נכון.
כן צריך שיהיה...
זאת אומרת, את מסתכלת על הקטגוריות שחשובות לך לקדם, ואת רוצה שאם את עושה את התרגיל בעוד 3 חודשים, עוד חצי שנה, עוד שנה, שהמספר יגדל, וגם במקום שזה יהיה בפנים, שזה יוצא החוצה. אוקיי? אבל מה שחשוב, לפעמים, I'm going to change back to English, seeing this is an English workshop, okay? Sometimes when you look at something, you think, well, I want to work on one of the other things, but then it means like dropping something else. That we only have 24 hours in the day, and we should be sleeping some of the time. So, you know, you can't be there and do there everything. So it's like anything in life, and time management, making priorities, setting priorities to your life, what's important for you. Okay? I'll give you a very good example. I mean, last night I was on my way home and I normally go to the gym at the end of the day. It was like already close to 7 o'clock. Okay? And I thought, oh, I really don't feel like going to the gym today. But my one goal is to try to keep my weight down and to be fit. So I thought, you know, I don't really have any reason not to go to the gym. Like, I mean, the lachatz that I had in the day was already over. I didn't have anyone that was needing me at home. Like, there wasn't really any excuse why not to go to the gym, besides the fact that I didn't really feel like it. So I went to the gym, and I pushed myself to go, and I felt really good afterwards that I'd been. Because I set myself a matzorah that I go between 3 and 4 times a week. So at least I knew now that, like yesterday, I could tick off as like one of the days, and that I wouldn't get to the end of the week and say, oh, I've only been once or twice.
And
Okay?
something like this means I was in a better shape 3 months ago.
Well, if the black is 3 months ago, then yes.
So
Okay.
what am I supposed to get
Okay, I
out of
prefer
this?
to talk to each person individually about their thing rather than plugin.
Something, this is general. Isn't it also a good thing sometimes to occasionally be nice to yourself and say, like in the case of the gym, you know, once in a while you let yourself slide,
myself
don't you make
slide?
a habit of it?
Yes,
Because that
I
too
do
is
that.
something that...
Believe me, there are times that I say I don't feel like it, and I drive right past, I don't go in. Okay, but yesterday I pushed myself to go in. אפשר לפנק את עצמך, you don't have to always like keep pushing yourself. All right, so what you need to do to analyze your circle is realize, number one, is that not everything has to be mu'uzan, but the more mu'uzan it is, probably the more optimistic and the better you'll be, your life will be, and you'll be happier within yourself, okay? By working on your SMART goals and the goals that we discussed, okay, will help you advance each area of these wheels. In other words, look at that sheet that we did first. You can make, if you see that, for example, on career or business, that you're not as strong as what you want to be, okay? Write that down as one of your points, of one of your goals in that first sheet that we did. And then brainstorm ways of improving and write down what action steps you need to take in order to push that circle out a little bit. Okay? In other words, everything's linked. And at the end of the day, we're not just glued to one area, either of work or family. We have to balance both, work and family. Okay? Even if you're single, then you should still be balancing certain other things in your life. Haravak?
לא,
Okay, I'm saying, even if you're single, which is fine, it's great, okay? What I'm saying is that there's still certain elements of your social life that you shouldn't just be a workaholic, but then there's other elements that you maybe just need to push yourself, okay? And if you are a workaholic and you're enjoying it, that's great. That's fine, but it's your decision. In other words, it's your choice. Remember that, okay? Tamir, I give a separate workshop on success being a choice, okay? But remember that it is your choice. In other words, things often throw us out and we get sidetracked by different things. But certain things do remain your choice though, even if something else has been under somebody else's control. Okay. אנחנו לקראת הסוף. Alright, so just to summarize what we said with goal setting, okay? Firstly, goals are based on something that challenges you. You can't always be everywhere in the same place. You yourself have to, I mean you can, some people, you can online, offline, but you need to make choices. You need to choose your kivun, your strategy, and decide what you want to follow and what you need to leave. Okay? Stretch yourself and try hard not to resist change. Change is also a whole separate topic on its own. Many of us are scared of change and we stay in the same pattern just to resist change. If that's what's holding you back, okay, then you've got to look at yourself and work on it. Okay, we can talk about that separately. That's a total separate topic. Mix with positive people that won't hold you back. I cannot stress that more. If you're mixing with negative people that are just holding you down all the time, now you can't always choose. If it's a spouse or if it's a family member, a mother, father, brother, sister, whatever, you can't always choose, not always, you can't choose your family. You can choose who you want to spend more time with in your family. But certainly your friends, business associates, okay? Mix with positive people who are going to motivate you, who will encourage you when things are going down, not people that are going to say to you, yeah, no, it's a terrible world out there and no one's making money. You know what I'm saying? You understand the attitude of it? Make a plan of what you think that you can do. In other words, you have to have a plan, you have to have a tochnit. Don't just go each day and let the day pass. Actually plan, and time management that we spoke about before, and goal setting is very much linked, okay? What you put into your day, every single day, there should be elements that lead towards your goals. Nachon, there's some days that are more like what they say, kibui srifot, and that you just have problems all the time. Okay, so maybe you worked on your goals less on that day. Sorry, I see I'm not looking in this corner as much because you're in the corner. Okay? But what I'm saying is in your everyday, you should be planning things towards your goals, towards your future, not just activities related to the day and getting through the day. Okay? And what are your restraining forces in moving ahead with the plan? Think of what we said before. What's holding you back from moving forward? And if you can identify what's holding you back, then you can work on it. If you haven't thought yet about what's holding you back, then you won't know. You won't be able to deal with it. Okay. Fantasize, imagine, visualize. Like we said, close your eyes for 2 minutes. Close your eyes and think about, even when you're driving, concentrate on the road, of course, but think about what you want in life. Okay, and make sure you go out there, you write it down, and you go after it, get after it. Okay, very often nothing's undoable. In other words, as long as it's realistic, according to the SMART goals. All right, and remember those SMART goals. Nothing should be holding you back. If you see it is, then maybe that goal wasn't realistic. Okay, and I'm not going to read every single sentence because you can read yourself. You can read them there. But what I do want to say is that a very important thing you have to say, is this goal worth working towards? Am I prepared to put in the effort that it involves? Because it's all very well having a goal, but if you're not prepared to put in the effort and to make it work, then you should take it off your list of goals. Okay? You've got to make the effort to make it work. All right. Talking, as we said, about being positive, saying with an I want to, or I am this, not somebody else. If you start it with an I, it makes it more personal. Okay, and prioritize. All right, 8 tips for staying thing, and then we're done. Okay, I didn't give you this on a thing. You want to take a picture of it, you want to just think about it in your head, that's all good. All right. Think about your relationship with success. Like, what feelings come to mind when you talk about success? What does success mean to you? For you to say, I am a success, what has to happen? What has to be for you to say, I am successful? בעברית אתה תבין את הכל אם לא הבנת. כן, אבל נראה לי שהבנת את זה. Okay, do you really know what you want? Now that may seem like a stupid question, but a lot of people don't actually know what they really want. In other words, you know what you don't want, but do you really know what you want? Think about that really carefully. And we thought about it now, but it's not something that you can think about in 1 minute. You know, it's something that's mamash. Okay? Think about it. Have you got, like businesses have a mission statement of what they do? Have you got a personal mission statement of what you want your life to look like? Right? Do you know, Do you know what motivates you to succeed? That's really important. Is it only money? Is it recognition, family, security, self-satisfaction? You need to know what motivates you in order to succeed. And if you know what motivates you, then you'll be able to go after it a lot faster. All right, like we said with time management, realistic to-do lists, okay? Like your goals need to be realistic. If you have too many things on your to-do list that are all like dachuf, dachuf, dachuf layom, you're not going to be able to get into it, and you won't feel like you're a success because you'll say, well, I didn't finish everything on my list. But if you look at your list a lot more realistically, then you'll make sure, and always start with the most important things. That's what we discussed last time. Get those off your list. But the other ones, you can push to tomorrow if they're not dachuf for today. All right, are you realistic about the stumbling blocks along the way? As we said, there will be stumbling blocks. There are times where we're going to fall. There are times that we're not going to be successful, and especially in this type of business. Okay? We have to know to pick ourselves up, to keep moving. If we expect the problems or the challenges, then we won't be thrown out when they do come. But learn where your mistake was, and learn and analyze why it happened and how you can get back on top again. Okay. Do you stay positive, or do you complain a lot of the time about what was, what should be, what should have happened? Okay? Studies have proven as well. אם אפשר, זה ממש עוד שתי שופטות. אוקיי, בסדר. אוקיי, לא, כי זה לך כאן אולי מפריע לך. Okay? Do you stay positive? Okay? Sometimes it's hard to stay positive, especially in this business. Okay? But if you can try, pick yourself up straight away, instead of like going down, 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 even further. Okay? Then it'll keep you more on a neutral level, and it'll be easier to get back and being positive. Okay? Just think of any examples. Just say you get stuck in traffic and whatever. Then there's two ways of looking at it. Either you can curse for the rest of the day and think it's ruined your day, or you can say, okay, it happened, it wasn't under my control, but I'm going to like move ahead with it, I'll be alright with it. Who can you look to for inspiration? Read books, watch videos, look at the Remax, the portal for all the videos, not only on the profession. Top 10, there's lots of different things. Right. Look, read books, mamash, I cannot think, I love reading books, and if there's somebody that inspires you, sign up for a lot of them are online, they have email lists on different things. Do it, go for it, because even if you just pick up one little pointer from them, it can really make a difference to you. Sure. Okay, and as I said, reward yourself, give yourself a pat on the back, okay, and that's going to help you move forward when you don't just think of what you haven't done, but what you've actually achieved so far.
So important.
Really important, and most of us don't do it enough, right? We like try to motivate our children or our spouses or something, but how many of us actually look at ourselves and say, Yalla, siti tov shama. Right? We don't do it enough. Okay, and this is the last slide. If you can imagine it, in other words, if you can see it in your head and visualize it, you can achieve it, and if you can dream it, you can become it. And that is so true. If it's in your mind and if it's realistic, you can do it. Absolutely.
Can you go back
You said
to
that,
2
or
and
is it
3,
someone
please?
No, yeah. William Arthur Ward, whoever
Oh,
he
I
is.
thought you said.
No, אני אמרתי את זה. No, I didn't make the slogan. Which one do you want to go back?
2
Any
and 3.
questions?
2 to 4, yeah.
Any questions? שאלות?
לא, יש לי...
And I'm going to just give you a sheet just for you to read on positive thinking, which, not for now, but just that you can have for the future.
בזמן שאתם קוראים את זה, אני לא יודע אם יש שיירינג או לא, אבל יש איזה שיירינג שאני רוצה לעשות כבר איזה חודש. לא, לא, באמת. וזה בית טוב.
שלט.
שיירינג, שיירינג.
שלט?
זו מילה כזאת באנגלית.
Can you go to 3?
שיירינג. בקיצור, יש לי וילה בגבעת זאב.
שלט.
עם וילה, עם עוד 5 יחידות דיור. כל הבית היום מושכר, ב-15,000 שקל, וזו תשואה של כמעט 7%. מי שזה מעניין... כמעט 15,000 שקל, הוא עולה 2.8 מיליון, זה גמיש, וזה כמעט תשואה של... זה בין 6.5% תשואה. אז מי שיש לו משקיעים, והכל מושכר, וכולם רוצים להישאר גם.
כמה זה עולה?
2.8 מיליון, בית של 5-6 חדרים ועוד 5 יחידות דיור.
מה זה self-standing? כאילו יש לו גינה משלו?
כן, זה בית משפחתי בגבעת זאב. תשואה מאוד גבוהה, בקיצור, הכל מושכר.
גבעת זאב? שם.
אם יש דפים פה ספר, אם יש דפים ספר.
יש למישהו...
לא קיבלנו.
אז זה לקחי,
לא, זה לא מגיע.